is coming at report stage, and the National Road Fund Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 2 of 2025, which is coming at third reading.
We expect a resumption of the consideration of the Parliamentary Reforms and Modernization Committee motion of 25th July 2025, and it was Shiwangandu Member of Parliament, Mr. Stephen Kampyongo, who was debating when business was interrupted for adjournment last week on Friday. So when that motion comes up for consideration, the member of Shiwangandu Parliamentary Constituency, Mr. Stephen Kampyongo, will continue debating.
And when business commenced today at 14:30 hours, Madam First Deputy Speaker did make some announcements, and we did have a ministerial statement that was presented by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation on the state visit to the Arab Republic of Egypt undertaken by the President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema.
I'll be able to share with you the details of that ministerial statement that was rendered on the floor of the House by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation at adjournment time. Anytime from now, we expect business to resume, and members of Parliament are just getting back from their health break, settling in the chamber. So once the First Deputy Speaker arrives, business will commence. And there were some announcements that were made earlier on. 3 announcements were made. There were some schools as well, Matimba.
Madam Speaker did recognize the presence in the public gallery of pupils and teachers from Chibabo School in Chisamba District, people of Glory School in Assembly of Zambia warmly welcomed the visitors to the National Assembly.
And we had a delegation from the Parliament of Kenya, who are accompanied by officials from the Westminster Foundation for Democracy from the Kenya office, and we'll be able to let you in on the details. For now, we'll cross over to the floor of the House for the resumption of business. Business expected to resume at 17 hours. Keep watching Parliament television, and I'll leave you with the live visuals.
Honorable members of Parliament, Mr. Speaker.
When business was suspended, the House was considering the report of the Committee on Legal Affairs, Human Rights and Governance on the Superior Courts, number of judges, Bill National Assembly number 15 of 2025, and the Honorable Member for Lunte was debating. May the Honorable Member continue.
Mr. Speaker, thank you so much. Before the break, I was trying to make the case for the fact that judges need to be employed for good reasons and not for unethical reasons. Mr. Speaker, employing 52 judges is good, but supporting infrastructure, supporting architecture, supporting technology will tell you that UPND cannot employ these judges unless they want to do so for bad reasons. Mr. Speaker, judges need to be influenced by ethical conduct and not by demonstrations. You don't want people to plan demonstrations in order for a judge to take a particular decision. That's unethical. It should not be a subject of our justice system. Mr. Speaker, the justice system should not be put to the highest bidder. justice must not be for the highest bidder. You cannot auction justice in a nation. This is why I am saying, before you think of expanding the number of judges, don't take it as if you want to expand MPs. These arbitrary decisions, Mr. Speaker, should be avoided. There ought to be science in the manner UPND arrive at their decisions. And science will tell you that yes, we want judges because there are so many cases which are not concluded on time, but how are these judges going to operate? If you don't plug those requirements of science, you end up with a situation of cadres thinking that you can just go and demonstrate and the judge will pass a judgment. You end up with judges who can't deliver judgments because those judgments are unfavorable to some subjects. Mr. Speaker, our country requires a sober, sane, transparent and accountable justice system. Those who think, not long ago I stood here, Mr. Speaker, and I warned the Zambian people that if you think you can achieve accountability or transparency from UPNG, think that way at your own peril. Because everything...
Order. May you take your seat. Honorable Member for Lunte, when we are debating, ensure that you confine yourself to the matters at hand. And trying to pour mud on people that can defend themselves, especially professionals, it's not good. Trying to trivialize the work of a judge and how they assume office. And you go further to politique about matters that are not on the floor of the House. So I guide you, confine yourself to the issues at hand, or you may proceed.
Let me end by urging the UPND government to employ judges for good reasons. Let me request them, if they are able to take advice, to go and take a scientific study of this problem and organize everything to be in conformity with this decision, because, Mr. Speaker, I have had sight of the medium-term plan. I can tell you there is nothing...
Your time is up. May you take your seat? The Honourable Member for Chama South.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it is clear that as a nation we ought to appreciate the role that the judiciary plays, not only in the dispensation of justice, but also to the stability of our society. We have to understand, Mr. Speaker, that judges interpret the law. Theirs, in the process of dispensing justice, they do interpret the law. Mr. Speaker, I will not go into the details of essential elements that they use to interpret the law. There are so many elements of interpretation that judges use. At times they do look, in the absence of express explanation of the law, they do look into the mind of the legislature. What is it that the lawmakers were trying to achieve? It is from the judges that the law develops. We should take note of that. We as a nation practice what we call adversarial system. Therefore, judge-made laws or decisions of the courts become part of our laws. Judges don't just wake up and pass the judgment. Zambians have to understand that there is always the legal reasoning behind each decision, which lawyers like our Foreign Affairs Minister might call stare decisis. There is also Honorable Speaker, someone has just mentioned one term, racial disdendi, the legal reasoning. That is what judges use. No wonder good lawyers look at the law. They say good lawyers know where to find the law. So if judges pass a judgment, let's not demonize them. They are simply interpreting the law. You can only argue with a judge through an appeal. Even then, we have courts of finality. We have the Constitutional Court, Court of Appeal, whose decisions are final. No matter what we can argue, judges interpret the law. They understand the law. If you don't get your way, it means you've missed the law. It is as simple as that. Honorable Speaker, coming to the number of judges, we say justice delayed is justice denied. Why are we not having our cases being heard within reasonable time? It is because we do not have enough judges. Go and check when they are doing sessions. You find the same High Court judge will be needed in Chipata. From Chipata, they are needed in Livingstone. As a result, we have people who have been in detention for more than 2 or 3 years. Honorable Minister, on behalf of the people of Chama South, we are in support of this. If anything, we urge you to go further. Let's not just increase the number of judges. Can we also look at the conditions of service?
Where are you going? You may proceed, Honorable Member.
Thank you. I was saying, Honorable Minister, can we go beyond just increasing the numbers? Can we look also at the conditions of service for our judges? Check the ranking of independence of judiciary on the African continent. You will see that the top 3, there's Cape Verde, I think South Africa is 3rd. Look at the conditions of service for the judges in South Africa and our conditions of service here. These judges will need infrastructure. We don't want them to be competing over the small space. I know as a nation we can go further. We can construct court infrastructure, also give them very attractive conditions of service so that our men on the bench, men and women on the bench, should be above reproach. Temptations at times are personal. No matter how much you can remunerate someone, if the character of such an individual is weak, they'll still be tempted. But I believe we can do more to ensure that we not only capacitate these judges, but also build capacity for them. Minister, in my conclusion, I would like to submit that we also look at the statistics. What is the recommended ratio of the population and the number of judges? Are we still there? I'll give an example of some countries. Honorable Speaker, if you look at Kenya, which has a population of excess of about 48 million, you'll find that they have more than 400 judges. But for us here, we are just struggling with about 28 or 20 million. I think this is when we are talking about 100. However, this is a step in the right direction. We cannot have cases that are supposed to be heard within a month, they are taking 3-4 years. In some cases, we have the plentiful complainants dying before receiving justice. So this is the step in the right direction. I hope next year, in a few months' time, Honorable Minister, after you do this population judge ratio, we should be able to increase the number of judges so that justice is saved to our people. I submit, Honorable Speaker.
The Honorable Member for Rwena.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to debate on the amendment of the Superior Court's number of judges, Act number 9 of 2016. Mr. Speaker, I am emphasizing that the act that's being amended now was passed, of course, as an amendment in 2016 in order to remind ourselves that, in fact, this amendment is coming on the heels of one that was done in 2016. And those that are angry, Mr. Speaker, for whatever reason, should have also been that angry in 2016. Because as the number of judges were being increased at the High Court, at the Court of Appeal, the challenges that they want to highlight today were there and even worse. So it's surprising that some people want to politicize all of a sudden on issues that they have dealt with when they had an opportunity to be in charge of the affairs of this nation. It's indeed saddening, Mr. Speaker. This is a very straightforward and progressive amendment that all well-meaning Zambians and all well-meaning members of Parliament must accept and support. Madam Speaker, Mr. Speaker, my colleague for Chama has already elucidated some of the points I was going to highlight, and so we will not regurgitate them again for purposes of focusing our attention on some of the issues highlighted in the report of the committee. Mr. Speaker, the challenge that we have as a nation as far as judges are concerned is, first of all, a very low number of judges available to adjudicate cases. Mr. Speaker, I had the opportunity just a few weeks ago to be sitting in court at Mungu High Court. And on a Friday that I went there to listen to the proceedings, the judge sat into the night. The court was still sitting. It went on up to around 21 hours, the court was still sitting. And the following morning, on Saturday, at a weekend, 8 hours, the court resumed. What is that telling us? The judge is working very hard to ensure that the backlog is cleared, but because the human resource base is very limited, it means the impact in terms of clearing these cases that are supposed to be heard in the High Court, the progress is very, very limited as well. So trying as they might they will still have a bigger case backlog building up, because the population has increased, Mr. Speaker. So the proposal to increase the number of judges from 60 to 100 at the High Court, as well as from 19 to 31 at the Court of Appeal, is very much welcome. And it's indeed in order. Mr. Speaker, one would like to just add that as we add these numbers, we should also focus on making sure that the provincial capitals outside the line of rail are also remembered with permanently based judges in those areas, so that the backlog that is there in places such as Mongu, in places such as Solwezi, in places such as Mansa, in places such as Kasama, can also be addressed. Our people in those areas, Mr. Speaker, and I know it's a problem throughout the country, but it's worse in those areas, especially when sometimes they have to wait for visiting judges or judges on circuit, means that they take a very long time, sometimes in remand, without their cases being heard. And so, in many cases, people suffer punishment, and by the time they are pronounced guilty or not guilty, they would have already been punished through being detained for very, very long periods of time, due to the fact that their cases could not be adjudicated over quickly as a result of not having enough judges. So, Mr. Speaker, this is a non-political amendment. This is something on which the House should be united in support, because it is what we would have promised our people, that we need them to enjoy better access to justice. Quick hearing of cases is part of that better access to justice. My colleague who debated before me already highlighted the old adage, justice delayed is just denied. Anything that is going to improve on that situation, Mr. Speaker, is something that we, the people of Luena, support. And with these few words, Mr. Speaker, I would like to say we support this amendment and we will indeed vote for it should it come to that. Thank you.
The Honourable Member for Bwanamkubwa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I took time to read the report, and like my other honourable colleagues have said, first and foremost, Mr. Speaker, law is dynamic, and also we need to ensure that we move with time. My various colleagues and honourable colleagues have pointed to various issues to do with population vis-a-vis the number of judges. Mr. Speaker, numbers don't lie. If we look at page 2 of the report, it stipulates that in 2023, High Court was confronted with cumulative caseload of 23,000, comprising of 19,609 civil cases and 3,764 criminal cases. If you look at the ratio, Mr. Speaker, it does not correlate if we have to have a speed judicial process. So it's imperative that we sit down as a nation and critically look at some of these issues which are affecting the judiciary and how we can ensure that we mitigate. And I think this culminated to this proposal to ensure that we can increase the number of judges from the High Court to the Supreme Court. But, Mr. Speaker, suffice to say that I think we also need to critically look at issues of infrastructure, which a lot of colleagues have highlighted too. And my presumption is that I hope the executive has sat and looked at the issue of infrastructure vis-a-vis issues of also personal emoluments for the judges, because judges are not low-paid employees. Because if this has been planned, which I should believe for this amendment to come, it has looked at, you plan first, Mr. Speaker, before you come in to amend. So, Mr. Speaker, if we look at our provincial towns and how these judges move around, I think it's imperative that we have permanent sitting judges in those jurisdictions to ensure that we enhance our judicial process, as it were, and to ensure that our Zambians, because many Zambians can have access to this speed judicial process, as it were. Mr. Speaker, all these issues we are talking about and debating about, which my honorable colleagues, my honorable colleague from Luena, Lunte and Chama South have spoken about, is issues of infrastructure. If we can accommodate with our fiscal space, we've looked at it, we've budgeted for it, I think it's important that we support this amendment because it only worked to our advantage. Population is increasing, it's growing, and some of these issues can be put in a subsidiary act to ensure that as time moves, because things are dynamic, Mr. Speaker, it's not static. Population is not static. If we had 10,000 policemen, the population has increased and keep growing. We need to revisit and ensure that we employ more. It's the same with judges. It's the same with but what we are talking about is that it should be adequately looked at and planned for. If it's in our medium-term planning, all those things should be looked at and effectively planned. Then we intend to say, okay, when we employ, we increase this. Do we have funding to ensure that we expand infrastructure? Do we have funding to ensure that our judges want to increase are paid for? So if those adequate are provided, we don't want to, if you go to our standing issues, even in our report as Public Accounts Committee, we've got cases for 2011, which are still in the report. 2014, they're still sitting there. And we don't know, they're still in the courts of law. How? Because of the caseload. If some of these things can be looked at, we can reduce the caseload for the judges, then we can take off some of these cases. And some of them are misdemeanors. Some of them are small issues which can be looked at and be disposed of. So what I'm saying, Mr. Speaker, simply is that if all things are balancing, we've done the budgeting, we are going to look at the infrastructure. We have extrapolated all these things and ensure that in the foreseeable future, we are not going to have delayed salaries, we are not going to have people sharing offices. I think it's important that we support this motion. It's a progressive one, provided what members have highlighted are looked at effectively to ensure that there's harmonization and seamless process to that effect. Then, Mr. Speaker, this is a good move. And I must submit that I support this amendment. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The Acting Minister of Justice, wind up debate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to thank my colleagues for the support rendered to this very progressive bill that is under consideration. We have taken note of the issues that have been raised by the honorable members and the committee, in particular issues of infrastructure. We have already got a plan to ensure that we provide adequate courtroom to our men and women in the judiciary, obviously taking into account financial challenges. Mr. Speaker, I also want to respond to some of the issues that have been raised by my colleagues, in particular, Honorable Member of Parliament for Lunte. Mr. Speaker, we are the only government in the history of this country who have taken a very bold step to advertise vacant positions for judges. We are the only ones. It has never happened before, despite the fact that we are not compelled by any law to advertise. We have gone ahead to advertise positions.
so that members of the public who are qualified to aspire for high judicial office are accorded the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Member for Lunte, wherever he is now, he cast aspersions against us, against the judiciary pertaining to their conduct. We, in the UPND government, and I stand on a very firm ground, we have never threatened any judge. We have never. We have never. But those on your left, Mr. Speaker, through one leader, who was the leader of the party, and the leader of government then, and the state, in Solwezi, threatened the judges that if they ruled against him, he was going to take action. He issued a statement that the judges should not follow the Kenyan situation. If they did, he was going to deal with them. It's themselves. It's on record. We have never done that.
Honorable members, avoid debating while he's seated. Honorable members, the privilege to choose who speaks is a privilege for the presiding officer. This is enshrined in our standing orders. Don't engage me and you look at me otherwise. Those people that have spoken are equally members of parliament. Don't have this perception that when you speak, then you are representative of everyone's view. It's important that everyone should be able to speak. May the Honorable Minister proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we respect the judges and we will accord them the respect that is due to them. We don't wake judges at midnight, take them somewhere, pay them money. We don't do that, like what others used to do. Mr. Speaker, we have heard the complaints from members of the public pertaining to the dispensation of justice. As the Honorable Member of Parliament for Bwana Mkubwa indicated, there are cases that have been outstanding appeal cases, more than 20 years. Mr. Speaker, they have been pending. And these individuals may eventually be found innocent, but they would have been punished. We are trying to find a way and means to ensure that justice is dispensed to the people of Zambia. And that is exactly what we are doing here. I've heard insinuations that we are going to put our own people in. No. Ourselves, we have advertised to members of the public to apply for the first time. Yes. We are aware that one member of parliament, Mr. Speaker, who purportedly won by 5 votes, went to court, and the court upheld his election, despite our suspicions ourselves. And I don't want to name him here. He's very vocal, Mr. Speaker. He always says, that member always says the UPND will lose. How can we lose when we won, when they were in power? And they did Mingaratu, and he won by 5 votes. This time around, he only get 5 votes, Mr. Speaker. And we know him. He is very vocal. And he is here The constituency is somewhere after Mkushi. Yeah. I won't name it. Mr. Speaker, I just want to assure members of the public through this House that our intentions is noble. And we are taking into account all the issues that are being raised by members here, the issues of conditions of service. We are going to look at them holistically, because we don't look at the conditions of service in isolation of other employees in the public service. We will deal with that. I'm aware that we have already bought a structure from the Germany government, which we have rehabilitated and we have given it to the judiciary. We are doing something about it. We have been constructing courtrooms throughout the country to ensure that our men and women in the judiciary are looked after. Mr. Speaker, finally, I just want to thank our colleagues for supporting the motion. It's a noble motion which should be supported by all of us. Thank you.
I put the question. The question is that the bill now be read the second time. As many as of that opinion say aye. Of the contrary say no. The ayes have it. The question is resolved in the affirmative. Let the bill be read the second time.
The Superior Court's Number of Judges Bill, National Assembly Bill number 15 of 2025.
Committee stage to be taken when?
Tomorrow, Mr. Speaker.
Committee stage to be taken tomorrow. Next order.
The Border Management and Trade Facilitation Bill, National Assembly Bill number 5 of 2025, report stage.
The Acting Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the report of the committee be adopted.
As no notice has been received of any further amendment, it is your will that the report of the committee be adopted. Any objection? I see none. Report adopted. Day for third reading?
Next Tuesday, Madam Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker.
Oh. Tomorrow, Mr. Speaker. Tomorrow.
Third reading to be taken tomorrow. Next order.
The National Road Fund Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 2 of 2025, third reading.
The Honorable Minister of Finance and National Planning.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the bill be now read the third time.
The question is that the bill now be read the third time. Any debate, any objection? The question is agreed to. Let the bill be read the third time.
The National Road Fund Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 2 of 2025.
Next order.
Report of the Parliamentary Reforms and Modernization Committee, motion of 25th July, resumption of debate.
Honorable members, as you may be aware, the next order on the order paper is consideration of the report of the Parliamentary Reforms and Modernization Committee. As the chairperson of the committee, I cannot preside over the proceedings during the consideration of the report. In this regard, I will briefly suspend business of the House to allow Madam First Deputy Speaker to take over the chair. I thank you.
Order, honorable members. As you are aware, an announcement was made by Honorable Madam Speaker on Friday, 25th July 2025, that Article 89(2) of the Constitution of Zambia requires the National Assembly not to exclude the public or the media from its sittings unless there are justifiable reasons to do so. Honorable members, the Parliamentary Reforms and Modernization Committee is classified as Zambia Standing Orders for 20 as a housekeeping committee, as it deals with in-house matters hinging on the powers, privileges, procedures, and practices, organization, and facilities of the Assembly. For this reason, the debate on the report of the committee, which the House is about to continue considering, will be held in camera. In view of the foregoing, I direct all members of the public and the media to leave the House. I further direct that broadcasting of the proceedings on Parliament radio, television, and social media be suspended during the consideration of this report. I thank you.